Mahila, Eric, Aaron, what's going on is we had a Lori Thurman of the Brett Favre on the 24th. And that was the pyramid structure of the it and a. I took over that system. And it was a battle between Ben V and the Adder and me. And the way that I said it is to show the history of it. And it is now in my heart, okay? Um, so we don't have to worry about doing burdens for the pyramid like that in the moment, like when you see it and everything like that. So that was on the 24th. Now, the 23rd was Haggai and Ezri went into the Bible. And you can see from the Y.E. Bull, Yeeble Strongs, that the Adder's writings and the Benjamin Living Seal writings have been taken care of. Okay, and what I mean by that is that they've all been condensed into Ezri and Haggai. Um, and Benjamin Living Seals are all accounted for. So it all worked out. Okay, and that was going on since Abel became keeper of sheep, and then the Denmark Canada Agreement, and then Olivia Newton John, Robbie Coltrane, and Bob Knight, and that was with the Covenant, and then it went to Appalachia, the school shooting there in Georgia. So, Eric and Aaron, like, I'm just giving you what's going on. So, the deaths right now, if you look at Maggie Smith and then at Chris Christopherson, who played Whistler in Blade and was a great country singer. I really liked his country. He was very crisp sound, like Johnny Cash, but he had more of a country tone than Johnny Cash. So he was very strong, and he's strong in Blade also. And what those two are is to show the Pocahontas. So don't flee on a horse. Don't do anything crazy. You don't have to do anything. Everything's okay. So, before that, we had a Moor here at the casino because the way that I set up from the Kobe Bean Bryant was that I got out with Death, Hell, and Power, the Flying Eagle. I got out with the Flying Eagle. To begin with, my Julil was a martyr. I thought that was the A Hair on I Pale. I thought that was Power of the Flying Eagle, but it's actually Martyr. Okay? So I got out with a Flying Eagle for my Pocahontas. And that's different than how you usually do it. And that's because, like, Revelation 14 comes after Revelation 6. And it's like that for a purpose. And then you have Revelation 19 and then going all the way to 22. It's set up like that to show the progression. I did it another way. Now, with your butterfly so sexy almost evil that the Watchmen had going on with their Julils, I believe that you're doing it the normal way. I could be wrong, but just go off of what you know from how you've been doing it so far. We've had hurricanes, Eric and Aaron, that I believe have been caused by the Watchmen and their Julils. Okay. The Julil is the K of the E, and that's what's been going on. So that's the first part of the deal. Then you get sealed, and then from the Mount Matombo, the great NBA legend from Congo, and he's American, that died. I believe that they, like I sat on the loo when I heard the voice of the host, and it was through XXX Tentacion replaying in my head. I believe that the Watchmen have now done their Revelation 19 deal parameter part where you sit, kneel, stand, everything like that. So, Eric and Aaron, that's where they're at right now, is where I was on February 2nd of 2020. That's where they're at now. Okay. So, what we have now with the coverage of Matombo is that we have, because of the chaos of the word becoming, that everyone can see it, not just me who had Gethsemane at my middle of my seal, which was at 1068, and it was a 944. And what that means is that everyone can see what's going on in the word. It's not shifted to just Benjamin Living Seal or just Adder or both or some of mine, some of theirs. It's just what it is what is standing is what it is. So we have an opportunity now to have a K, or in Isaiah 28, Isaiah 30, Ezekiel 13, and to give the message of hope, and that this is where we're at in the transition. Now, from the Pocahontas message, will not be that long of time before the next event. Now, don't be scared. And like I had OCD before 9/11, it's not going to affect you like that. I hope not. And I had covered Beth in my own way and healed the knee of those guys who got out at September 11th. And it was 77 days of the Paul Walker man, Daniel, Bethlehem Ephrata, coming to the forefront. And Vin Diesel said, "I'm in your face," and that changed the Mexicans. It changed all of South America and the peoples, the blacks, everything is what that changed. And 70 days later was 9/11. And so this is where we're at. Will mine be 70? Will it be 77? We'll have to see, but I believe it's not going to be that long because a lot of people covered these events. We had a Boston Marathon, we had Atlanta, we had Sandy Hook, Superstorm Sandy, we had these little hills, that have been going on. If you want to count those from the Dog Star, my Torn Jack dog, with Lil Baby, the Adder, um, Tier Nichols, his symbolism, and H. Holland Klein Wells, my grandfather on my mom's side, and Lil Baby, like I said. So those are all accounted for, and then you had events that were going on like Crimea in 2014, the MH370 plane disappearance. Um, you had German attacks. You know, there were a few German terror attacks that have been going on, kind of in sync with everything um, since like 2013, and France attacks, as we know, the riots in London in 2012, 2010, up till now. And of course, we've had the Ukraine and we've had Israel. Um, so I'm saying that we had Oklahoma, we had Pearl Harbor, and we had 9/11, and then we had some more that may lessen how many I did and have to do to culminate. Okay. Um. So I don't think you have to be on watch to be like vigilant at night. I think that um that I go to sleep in the day and then I'm up at night. So if you want to do the way I'm doing it, that's okay. But I don't think it's like you're gonna miss something. Like I think it's gonna be what it is. Like um, Eric and Aaron, like I don't think you have to like be in the watchtower all day long. Like I think you're okay. Like I think that like this is not like you're gonna miss the rapture. That's what I'm saying. Like you're not gonna miss the rapture. Okay, so just calm down. Everyone, just calm down. Okay. Um, I'd like to know how you're feeling about the spirit and the smoke, because Eric and Aaron, like that's what happened, is that we had the snare come upon the world. And I've seen Watchmen say like it's K of us, and I've seen them say like we're shocked, but I haven't really seen the development of the force reaction, and I'd like to see that. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead with the K, or the 28:30 of Isaiah with Ezekiel 13, and that's where we're at with it. Okay, because um, basically the snare became part of the system on the 29th. Okay, it was like the 28th of September we had the Pocahontas, and then the 29th we had the snare. Okay, so these are your coordinates. And before that, we had Brett Favre on the 24th and Haggai and Esri on the 23rd. Okay, so that's where we're at. And if you want to say, well, Lil Baby, his scrolls were 5 days, before he might have cut off, and then it was 50 days, 50, like 50 Cent, Curtis James Jackson the third. He did 50 at Area 51 then, and then he had COVID-19, and I had coronavirus. Okay, so that's where we're at. Okay, and that was accounted Ark of the Covenant event as well. Thank you. Have a good night.